There we go. Get that back to home. Check. There we go. It's like it's 7 o'clock. We'll call to order the Seymour Common Council meeting for Monday, the July the 22nd. Welcome, everybody. I invite the Reverend Les Lenz up for the invocation. All rise.
Gracious Heavenly Father, we thank you for the privilege of being able to call you Father. As your children, we approach your throne of grace, petitioning you to bestow wisdom upon our city leaders as they strive to do their work to benefit us, their constituents. Please, Father, fill them with yourself, that they would know themselves to be people, though frail, yet mighty through you, to effect peace and justice for the masses. May they find that perfect balance between doing what we want and need and doing what needs to be done, just as you do for us, your children. Father, like every town, Seymour is full of brokenness, broken buildings, rules, and people. Please help the Seymour City Council and those that work with them to do what is right with the right motivation, that of blessing you, in order that your children would be likewise made whole and be likewise blessed. For it's in the authority of your Son, Jesus the Christ, we pray these things. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Les. Everyone, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Please be seated. I see that. Roll call, please, Mr. Bowes.
Mr. Blish, Mr. Terrell, Mr. Hackney.
Here.
Mr. Hubbard.
Here.
Mr. Davidson. Mr. Lucas.
Here.
Mr. Story.
Here.
We have 4 of 7.
Thanks, sir. Minutes of the previous meeting. Has everyone had a chance to review the minutes? If so, I'll entertain any motions related to.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. All those in favor signify with aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Reports from committees, boards, and commissions.
Reports, Mr. Hackney.
No, sir.
Mr. Hubbard.
No.
Mr. Lucas.
Not tonight. I will report that our Governmental Affairs Committee did meet concerning the council's attorney. We knew we were not going to have a full council tonight, so I'd like to move that to the next meeting. I want everyone to hear that. On it. I saw in the paper, I think it was advertised August 5th as the next meeting.
That was and that's when I assume the next.
Be the
council meeting
12th.
is?
12.
The 12th.
Yeah.
My bad. I will fix that.
Yeah.
I apologize.
Mr. Story.
Nothing for me.
Reports.
Nothing. No public hearings, no old business. Jump straight into new business.
New business, Mr. Hackney.
No, sir.
New business, Mr. Hubbard.
Sure. I'm gonna jump in for Mr. Terrell from Planning and Zoning. Can I have introduction? Ordinance number 22, Council Bill 41, read by title only, sir.
2249.
Yeah, 49, sorry.
We have a second.
Second.
I'll second.
Mr. Hackney.
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard.
Yes.
Mr. Lucas.
Yes.
Mr. Story.
Yes.
Introduction of ordinance number 22, Council Bill number 49 for 2024, an ordinance to rezone property located at 5000 North Block of US Highway 31, Seymour, Indiana. Planning and Zoning Committee, Mr. Hubbard filling in for Mr. Terrell.
I was at the Plan Commission meeting this day of this, and this, I believe, is Rose Acres wanting to put a maintenance / truck washing, are they here? No, come on up here and tell us. In the facility right behind, in the field behind Jacoby. This comes with a favorable recommendation, 8111 from planning and team. Any questions? Rose Acres is here to answer any questions.
Is it just the 35-acre plot and not the one?
Yeah, not the north parcel.
Okay.
This will be rezoned from S to C3, correct? Thank you. And that is the same as Jacoby. Jacoby and all those around there, correct me if I'm wrong.
So it's surrounded by C3.
Yes.
Was there anyone at the planning commission speaking against or for this?
There was a couple of them, I believe they're here.
Okay.
Anybody have any more questions directly for Rose Acres?
No.
Anybody opposed would like to say anything? That being said, I ask for ordinance number 22, Council Bill 49 be passed on first reading.
Second.
Mr. Hackney,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas,
Yes.
Mr. Story.
Yes.
Ordinance number 22, Council Bill 49 has passed first reading 403.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. We'll have second reading then on the 12th then? Is that right? Yeah.
Yes.
Additional new business, Mr. Hubbard.
Two, introduction of ordinance number 21, Council Bill 45, read by title only.
Second.
Thanks.
Mr. Hackney,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas.
Yes.
Mr. Story.
Yes.
Introduction of ordinance number 21, Council Bill 45 for 2024, an ordinance amending Chapter 111 of the Seymour City Code, application procedure for solicitors, itinerant merchants, and the like, retail development. Mr. Hubbard.
I'm going to ask Miss Engelking, who's online, and Mr. Bose, this is just cleaning up some wording in this area. Am I correct there, Chris?
Yes, this was brought to my desk by the clerk's office. I think that they're wanting to just sort of clean up the application procedure and sort of clear some hurdles to the applicants for permits of this type. Is
Basically.
that a fair assessment? Would you say, Darren?
Yeah, kind of how I took it is, you know, they had two options basically to apply for the permit. One, you know, we wanted another 12-month sales preceding the application date. You know, you never knew if that information was accurate. And, you know, a lot of these people are kind of, you know, once or twice a year. So it was not a substantial dollar amount we were asking for. So we just gave them basically one option this time. They will post a $1,000 cash bond, which will be refundable if the applicant does what they say they're going to do within the time frame they say they're going to do. Once in a while, we would get some that would want to run over and not come and refill out another form or things like that. So just trying to clean it up and lock it down a little bit.
And this didn't go through committee. This was just from your office.
Yes. Quite honestly, Melissa's the one that requested it.
Yeah.
So, because she's the one that deals with them and the food trucks.
Is there any other questions from council?
Did we have to revisit? Was there another, I'm sorry, there was another ordinance that we looked at last year that I'm drawing a blank here, that required an assessment for 6 months or something. I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time
I
remembering.
think I know what you're talking about. It was, we met under retail development. It was for food trucks, wasn't it? Is what you're referring to, I think.
Was it the sunset clause related to the later hours? Is that what you're
Yes,
thinking about?
that was it.
Yeah, no, it's already been
Okay.
through and finished.
Yeah, that's it. Any other questions by council? Any questions from the audience? Hearing none, I ask for ordinance number 21, Council Bill 45 be passed first reading.
Second.
Mr. Hackney,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas,
Yes.
Mr. Story.
Yes.
Ordinance number 21, Council Bill 45 has passed first reading 403. Any additional new business, Mr. Hubbard?
I believe I'm done, sir. Thank you.
New business, Mr. Lucas.
Yes, I'd like to introduce resolution number 26, Council Bill 46 by title only.
Second.
Mr. Hackney,
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard,
Yes.
Mr. Lucas,
Yes.
Mr. Story.
Yes.
Introduction of resolution number 26, Council Bill number 46 for 2024, a resolution of the Seymour City Council of Seymour, Indiana, authorizing the submittal of the owner-occupied rehabilitation application to the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs and addressing related matters. Governmental Affairs, Mr. Lucas.
Yeah, this was a program that the city's been involved with several years, is that correct?
6 times, I believe.
6 times. Whitney is here. It's a really good project. It's, well, she'll explain to you what it is. I'll let her do that. She's the expert.
So earlier this afternoon, the Seymour RDC committed $50,000 in local match to the city's application to the Okra Owner Occupied Rehabilitation Program. Funding through the Okra department basically establishes a local home repair program. The max amount of award is $350,000. We have a 50% local match. We're looking at about a $400,000 project. Going through some of the details here. So the application window has already opened. It will close August 16th. Basically, the goal of this program is to benefit low and moderate income residents, enhance housing conditions for limited clientele, and promote community stability and sustainability. So many of the returning council members will remember this program from years past. To date, we've helped about 75 homes through different repairs or replacements in their home, like to their roof, ADA accessibility, HVAC systems like heating and cooling, some lighting and electrical upgrades, and then water heater replacements. There are some income requirements for applicants who are interested. Tonight I am asking for a resolution to grant the mayor the authority to apply for the grant program and to execute contracts if awarded. We will have a public hearing August 12th. That's a Monday at 5 o'clock. And it will be held at the Jackson County Library. I know you have an RDC or a city council meeting later that day, but we are creating sort of like a preliminary application list. So we have an online application that will be released as part of this application. So we want to get as much interest from the public as possible while also managing expectations. But overall, this is a very successful program. In 2022, we helped 23 households. We did 17 roof repairs, 10 water heater replacements, 14 HVAC systems. We hired 4 contractors to do this work. That's something that ARA does. And we did 5 aging in place modifications to the exterior of the home. So tonight I would just ask that you approve this resolution and we can move forward with the application.
So you administer the application process and the award?
We help with the development and the administration. So when the city receives funding, we will contact those who are on the, since I know many people are listening tonight, we will contact the people on our preliminary application. We also have a list of people who applied in 2022. We're sending out letters to them. So if they get a letter from Administrative Resources Association letting them know about owner-occupied rehabilitation, it's totally legit. So we just want to make sure that they're aware that they could be potentially awarded again.
For the people that's in the room, if they are interested in applying for that, where do they need to go?
So we are going to have hard copies available at City Hall here. We have a Survey Monkey. There's a QR code and a website they can go to. I've talked to January about getting this on social media and in the website.
Thank you.
We're trying to be as accommodating as possible.
Is there a maximum for each applicant?
Yes.
Amount?
So each household is eligible for $25,000 max. The RDC did pass the resolution contingent upon a lien requirement. So that is something that I need to get with Chris about setting up. But like I said, $250,000 was the max in 2022 and you helped 23 homes. So that goes a long way.
What does that look like today? What sort of impact might we have? I mean, is there any way of knowing what sort of impact we would anticipate?
Well, if you think about the max being 25, then you probably have about 20 applicants.
Was that Were most applicants in 2022 asking for 25? The
No,
max?
no. I think the most expensive item is roof repair and replacement. Water heaters are about $1,500 or
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
So it really depends on what the household needs. We do the initial inspection and the final inspection as part of the admin process. We don't touch any paint, no lead paint. That's like our big thing. And then we also do the test for radon in the home.
In 2022, the initial projection was 16 households. We ended up being able to do 23 by the time it was done.
Thanks.
I'll ask this question just so you can answer it.
Yeah.
In the 22 round, we had way over 23 apply. Do you remember what the rough number was on ones we did not serve?
There's about 50 people on the waiting list. So once the city is awarded, or if it is awarded, we will contact our preliminary application folks, letting them know that funds are available. And then it's kind of, we have to go through the income verification process, which requires a lot of paperwork. So we ask that you have that ready as soon as possible. But we will have a public hearing where you can fill out a hard copy of an application. Applications will be available at City Hall, and then we have an online application as well.
Thank you.
Great program.
When will we know if we got the award?
We will know in September. This is a quarterly opportunity for this year, so there's another potential to apply in October, so it's just kind of a monthly basis as opening and closing the grant cycles and award. But I will say this came up in the RDC meeting. People asked what the timeline was from 2022. I want to say it was in fall when you applied, and then we finished up the projects in late fall at a critical time period before winter comes. And it's a good way for folks to get heat in their homes.
So you said this one was for the September, but there's another one coming in.
Yeah, there's another one in October.
And would you need additional resolution in October for that one, or does this one cover that?
No, this one will cover this one. If for whatever reason we need to reapply, we'll go through this dance again. But for right now, August 16th is the deadline, and we'll hit that.
So is this state money or federal money? Where's the money come from?
It's coming from the Department of Housing and Urban Development, and then it's filtered through the Office of Community and Rural Affairs. Since some people are listening today, so for a family with one person in their household to be considered low income at 80% of the income limit is $47,150. For a two-person home, that is $53,900. Three-person is $60,650, and four-person is $67,350. This is all information we'll have in flyers and brochures for people so that they're well aware of where they fall in that.
Any other questions from council? Anyone have any questions?
Must you be a homeowner?
Yes, you must own your home, you must pay insurance on your home.
So no people that's renting these houses out are coming in and giving this
I
stuff
invite
up?
you to contact your landlord. Yeah, and then we will have a lien requirement, so working out the specifics of that, we'll have to figure that out.
You mentioned the income limit requirements. Can you briefly cover any other hard requirements for compliance?
So for you would have your total household income would have to fall below those thresholds. You'd have to also account for other sources of income as well if you receive other benefits.
So the only hard restriction is income based?
Yes, you have to meet certain income requirements to be eligible. That's kind of the kick out question.
Well, not exactly though, because owner-occupied rehab, you have to own the property, you have, and you had a list of them when we were reviewing it earlier. And I don't remember what all was on there, but you have to carry insurance on the home. There were several pieces to that as well.
Yes, thank you. Your home has to be on a permanent foundation. Nothing you can take across state lines. And that's all in the application too, so if you have any questions,
Any others? Hearing none, I would like to make a motion to approve resolution number 26, council bill number 46.
Second.
Mr. Hackney?
Yes.
Mr. Hubbard?
Yes.
Mr. Lucas?
Yes.
Mr. Story?
Yes.
Resolution number 26, House Bill 46 for 2024 has passed first and only reading, 403.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Any additional new business, Mr. Lucas?
None for me.
New business, Mr. Story?
No, but that will, if we're awarded, that will require appropriation then too? No, okay,
Because through RDC.
Yeah, RDC
Okay.
covered the city's portion this time.
good deal.
The previous times we've done it, the city had to appropriate it.
Okay,
So,
thanks. No business for me.
miscellaneous business. Anyone from council?
Nope.
Anyone from the audience? Jerry, what you got?
So forgive me if I am wrong on this, but coming down O'Brien Street by the middle school, that's a neighborhood, and we have constant flow of tractor trailers. Is there a city ordinance?
Where are they going?
Probably cutting through, going on 11 to 30 or to 65.
Well, I mean, from where to where? Because with Fourth and
I don't know
O'Brien
where they're coming
closed.
from, but I mean, they come from both directions. So either they're cutting through, going somewhere else, and they're cutting through, going out the other way.
Okay. Greg?
Cummins has been leaving and going out to 4th Street. I do know that, you know, I talked to them.
To the Burkhardt
They're
extension?
going out to Burkhardt.
Okay.
I don't know, you know, I saw,
There's 15, 20 in a few hour time period that's
Yeah, I don't know where
cruising
they
down
would
through
be.
there. They're tearing the roads up. If you drive down 4th Street, you can see what the semis do to the roadways. There's no need that they're coming down a neighborhood.
yeah, I don't
So-
know why they would be coming down there. I mean,
Cutting through to 11,
from where?
5, I don't know. I don't know where they're coming from. I mean, they're coming northbound, so they're coming from somewhere, either 6th Street off 258 maybe, and then they're also coming southbound past the middle school, so they're coming off the interstate or off 11 and they're cutting through somewhere.
Chad, that's that resolution we just went through.
No, we've had a lot of semi-traffic on Vestige just because of community being closed. I'll send you guys.
Is there a city ordinance that bans the semis from?
No.
Okay, so if there's not a city ordinance
No,
banning
hold
them
on.
from coming down the
So
neighborhood?
there is a city ordinance.
There's a city
that-
ordinance that says they have to use the quickest route from wherever they're at to a state highway. So,
So that's giving them leeway to come down the neighborhoods.
well,
Especially if they're making a delivery, yes. That's the reason I asked where you think they're coming or going from.
But-
because
so they're allowed to make deliveries wherever they need to, but they're supposed to take the quickest way back to a state highway. So, that's what I don't know where they're, you know, where.
See, okay, so my complaint is, if they're making a delivery, let's say the middle school, boys club, something like that, they can come off 4th Street. They can come off the Burkhardt expansion onto 4th Street and come through the back way of the middle school, unload, do whatever, and go right back out.
Well,
the same
then
way.
but they could also come down O'Brien Street, cause you're probably cutting, you know, if you're going at O'Brien and 4th, right? Coming down to the middle school or coming down 4th Street,
Okay, so coming down 4th Street, they wouldn't have no reason to be coming down O'Brien Street though, at that point. There's no, if
they're
you're coming
going to
off,
middle
if you're coming
school?
off 4th Street, if you're coming off, let's say you're coming off, let's go to Highway 11, okay? And they cut across Burkhardt, then they come up 4th Street to deliver to Cummins, let's say the middle school, stuff like
that's
that.
where Cummins has been delivered.
The quickest way back out is going back down 4th Street,
Mhm.
do the Burkhardt cut through, back on 11, go on.
But you said if they're going to the middle school, instead of going in.
So you go down 4th Street, just like they're gonna deliver to Cummins, they could go in the back way to the middle school right there off
But I
Middle
bet you the
School Road.
quickest way would be.
not if the gates are closed.
Would be O'Brien.
Gates are never closed anymore. They're never closed.
Because it's summer or during school?
Oh,
Because I
it's,
know.
well, I mean, during school hours,
Officer
on
Wynn
there,
closes the gate when he's
yeah,
there.
during school hours, yeah, but
Yeah, I mean, he parks in front of it
It's-
actually. so.
it's all day, all night. Come sit over there.
Yeah, do you know what trucks they are?
I mean, I can start filming if you want me to.
I mean, I can send guys out there, but there is
Yeah,
an
but I
ordinance
mean,
that,
I can film it for you guys. You guys ain't got time to sit there.
I mean, I know that it's a mess over there, and I don't know where they're going, you know, like,
Yeah.
they're allowed to.
I mean, I can
Make-
stop them and ask them, you know,
Yeah, I-
but I just don't see any reason that they're coming down a neighborhood, you
Right.
know? And they're not coming down there slow. It's like school buses. They're coming down there about 45, 50 miles an hour.
Well, and you say Burkhardt, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if they're coming from the north, Burkhart's a city street, it's not a state highway.
Right?
So they would technically have to, by the ordinance, go down the shortest route. So if they're coming from 11, and they're coming down O'Brien Street, that means that'd be the quickest route. Staying on Burkhardt all the way down to Fourth is not the quickest route.
Why would you come off 11 to go through the neighborhood to go back to the Burkhardt to cut back on 11?
I don't know where they're going. That's my question.
Right.
Has it been worse since the
Roundabout.
O'Brien's closed?
I haven't really seen too much of an influx. I mean, it's pretty consistent with about the same numbers daily. So, I mean, they're just tearing our roads up, and, you know, there's no reason that I feel that they should be going down through neighborhoods. So, I don't know what we can look into and what we can do. Like I said, I can film them. If you want me to stop them, I'll stop them
I
and
just
ask
don't know
them.
where they're going to, and that's, you know, we can't just stop semis just to stop semis.
I understand.
I mean, I'll have them look at it and try to figure out, you know, I mean, they can kind of try to follow them if they're going from the north to the south. If they're just bypassing.
That didn't tell us where they're coming from, because if they're coming from an area where they could have went a different route quicker, then, you know.
I know we had that problem over on, coming off of Middle School Road. So I went and talked to Cummins and told them to start headed out to 4th Street, because they were driving through the neighborhood to get to Highway 11. They were going through the neighborhood to get to Highway 11. So.
And we have, at the middle school, there are, especially right now, there's a lot of kids they take them to the park, to the pool, I guess, boys club, stuff like that.
Boys and Girls Club take
There's no need for 15 semis to be cruising through there at 45, 50 miles an hour, so.
I'll have them get over there, but like I said, you worked there for 17 years.
That's what I say. I mean, I could do it. I can video, because I know it's too tough for operators. So.
You can see.
But. Fair enough. That's all I had.
Anyone else?
Just curious if anybody can explain if the Brookings agenda is truly done, dead, whatever word you want to use, why it's still on the website, the city website.
Because if I take it down, one of you's gonna scream that I'm hiding it. So why shouldn't it be there?
I wouldn't. I'd love to see it down.
Okay.
Just saying. Just curious.
It's resting there. That way we knew that it existed.
Yeah,
So.
it would just appear better if it was gone, in my opinion.
Okay.
Just saying.
That's
Okay.
your opinion.
All right.
Anyone else?
Just on that topic, we council talked about requesting sort of a, I don't know, an update or refresh. I think it was covered in the paper that you had commented that you would look for a consultant to maybe help drive that. Are you closer to having a consultant? Do you have a consultant under?
I haven't even looked for a consultant at this point.
Any progress to move a new economic development plan forward?
I haven't searched for a consultant at this point. I was waiting for next year's budget to be able to afford it.
Okay, thanks.
So, as opposed to trying to allocate money at this point in the year, I figured we could wait till 25 and fingers crossed have enough there to be able to do the work.
Okay.
So, okay.
Yeah, Tyler.
Tyler. Sorry, I didn't.
That's fine.
Yeah, Tyler Hinkle, 415 West 4th Street, Seymour, Indiana, 47274. I just want to say in response, I think that, you know, it's a good idea to leave it up so that people can access it, right? Freedom of information and transparency. Take it down. All of a sudden, now we just have a lot of people who think it's a bad thing, but then nobody has the ability to know what the bad thing is. So, you know, makes more sense to leave it up and, you know, let people know what we're not doing and what we spent time working on and what was taken into account, and maybe even, right, some of the ideas from the agenda, you know, get rid of all the Voldemort language attached to it. We don't talk about Voldemort. You know, we take all that away, and who knows, we might even find some good ideas in there, like some collaborative workshop opportunities, things like that were mentioned in that agenda. You know, Spark, whatever. Good ideas. People can use it as a reference point, access it, but you know, we don't follow along with the B word and the GS guy and all that. So I think it's awesome. I'd say leave it up.
Anyone else?
Mayor.
Chip.
Thank you. since the subject's been brought up, I think before we would hire a consultant and spend city money, I think it might be worth considering to have many workshops around town with different neighborhoods. If you really want to find out what the citizens,
That's what a lot of the consultants do, Chip.
I know that, but why do we need one? We've got you and we've got council members that could set up in a meeting. It's just for an example, middle school, boys club, girls club, downtown, First Baptist Church, some of the churches, Emmanuel Lutheran. I'm just thinking out loud here. I think you might get an idea of what people want: pathways, walkways. If they want an exercise club, they want some type of any kind of a facility. I think you're going to hear it more from the common people. And I think that's exactly what a consultant would do. But they may not get all the different opinions that are out there. So I think it's worth considering.
Yeah.
That you have meetings with neighborhoods.
Yeah, no, and Chad, I know you've attended some with me. Brad, you did it as fire chief. Drew, Jerry, did you guys ever make it to any of the curbside chats?
Yep. Curbside chats, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, Greg was there because of being a department head, so, I mean, we've done that several different times, 5, 6 times per year. We usually get about 8 people show up, and they usually have a question for Greg related to his trash service. And I always get a kick out of it when Chad Dixon from DPW is trying to answer police department questions, so we've done that, Chip. I mean, it's not a new concept, so.
I've got one other point I'd like to add or discuss. Last Thursday, and I told Greg this before the meeting, but I wanted to say it before you and publicly. I was 3/4 of a mile on south of Tipton on Burkhardt Boulevard. I received a text, so I pulled over to the side of the road to answer the text. And I was just sitting there. The Seymour City officer pulls up behind me. Well, I immediately think, okay, insurance is in the glove box, driver's license in my pocket. Okay, we'll see what happens. So he comes around the passenger side of my truck, and I had rolled the window down. And he said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "I just wanted to make sure you were okay. It was a hot day, high humidity." And I said, "Yeah, you got a text. I just pulled over to answer a text." And he said, "Well, good." He said, "I just wanted to make sure you're okay. Have a good day." So I wanted to say that publicly, that there are some great people there.
So very much are. I know last week, Greg, a couple of your officers were sharing water and Gatorade with people out in the heat, so good job you guys on that. Okay, anything else? Entertain a motion to adjourn.
Moved.
Second.
Meeting adjourned. Enjoy your night, everyone.